Powder?
I'm fine.
Sure. Refreshing.
I would imagine it is.
In Throne of Blood, Akira Kurosawa used skilled archers to shoot real arrows at Toshiro Mifune, who wore protective boards under his costume to prevent injury. I'm surprised he could even move in that scene due to his giant pair of balls. In the comedy run Fat Boy Run, director David Schwimmer said that in the scene where Simon Pegg and Hank Azaria are talking in the locker room, Simon's shocked reaction to Hank dropping his towel was very real. Apparently, Hank was supposed to wear a modesty patch over his genitals, but it didn't fit, so he did the scene without it.
Powder?
I'm fine.
For his Oscar-winning role in the film The Revenant, Leonardo DiCaprio ate raw bison and slept in animal carcasses. In Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Linda Hamilton wanted the orderly to really hit her in one scene, but he refused. This led to many retakes where she had to fall hard onto her knees. To get back at him, when it was her turn to hit him with a broomstick, she actually hit him for real. The pain you see on his face as he falls is genuine. In Young Frankenstein, there's a scene where Dr. Frankenstein accidentally stabs himself in the thigh with a scalpel. Gene Wilder accidentally pierced the protective pad under his trousers. The look of pain on his face in that scene is real.
Class is dismissed.
Christian Bale is known for his intense acting. While making The Machinist, he lost 60 pounds and slept only 2 hours a night to accurately portray a drug addict.
This is a far superior drink to meths. Wankers don't drink it because they can't afford it.
In Withnail and I, there's a scene where Withnail drinks lighter fluid. The liquid in the bottle was actually vinegar, not water, as they had rehearsed. Richard E. Grant's reaction in that scene is completely real. John Wayne's final film, The Shootist, involves an aging cowboy dying of cancer. Sadly, this required no acting on Wayne's part. In The Thomas Crown Affair, director John McTiernan told Pierce Brosnan to keep kissing Renee Russo, even though she was pulling away in a scene near the end. Russo wasn't informed of this, so her attempts to stop the kiss were real.
I can't do that!
In the movie Shine, there's a scene where David Helfgott, played by Jeffrey Rush, is jumping on a trampoline naked except for an open trench coat. Lynn Redgrave's reaction in the scene was real, because at the last minute, Jeffrey Rush covered himself with a bouquet of plastic flowers, surprising her. In Kingsman: The Secret Service, during the scene where the room floods for the first test, the cast was really underwater. Their scared faces were genuine, because the machine lowering the room was supposed to stop periodically, but didn't. In the movie Ray, Jamie Foxx had to have his eyes glued shut with silicone underneath prosthetic eyelids for up to 14 hours per day in order to play the famous blind artist Ray Charles. In Kramer vs. Kramer, Dustin Hoffman slapped Meryl Streep without any warning.
He slapped me as hard as he could.
Who? Dustin?
Dustin.
What the?
Yeah.
Did he do that on purpose, or he just like slapping
He
people?
He did it off screen, and then.
Nowadays, if he was doing that, someone would be filming it on a mobile phone nearby, you know.
He'd be sued, baby. He'd be in the courts.
Jamie Dornan took method acting too far while preparing for his role as a serial killer in The Fall. He admitted to the LA Times in 2015 that he stalked a woman in the London Underground to get into character, describing it as exciting, but dirty. For his role in Cape Fear, Robert De Niro dedicated himself to getting Max Cady's look right. He paid $5,000 to have a dentist grind down his teeth to make him appear more menacing. After shooting ended, he spent an additional $20,000 to have his teeth fixed. In Threads, the crew set off an enormous smoke bomb to create the image of the mushroom cloud rising over Sheffield. But the residents actually thought that a bomb had gone off, resulting in a very genuine reaction from everyone. In Soylent Green, just before the shooting of the euthanasia scene, Charlton Heston was told by Edward G. Robinson, playing Saul Roth, that he was dying of terminal brain cancer. Heston was the only one in the cast that had been told. The crying that Heston gives in the scene is thus quite real. Sadly, Robinson died 12 days after the shooting finished. In the 2009 remake of The Last House on the Left, actress Riki Lindholm has a brief topless scene near the beginning when her character quickly changes shirts. Sarah Paxton wasn't told this would happen, so her shock in the scene is genuine. In the 2005 remake of The Amityville Horror, Ryan Reynolds stayed up all night several times to portray his character's insomnia and mental breakdown accurately. In one scene, he makes his stepson hold chunks of wood while he chops them with a huge axe. During a close confrontation, Reynolds ended up slapping the boy fairly hard. He later admitted that this wasn't in the script and happened naturally while he was in character. In Scream, during the scene where Sidney dresses up in the Ghostface costume and stabs Billy with an umbrella, the stunt woman in the costume couldn't see very well and ended up stabbing the actor who played Billy in the chest, right where he had a wire from heart surgery. The screams of pain from him are real. In The Mummy, there's a scene where Aminet ties up Nick and strokes his bare chest. Tom Cruise's panicked reaction wasn't just acting. He's really ticklish. Daniel Day-Lewis, known for his intense method acting, took extreme measures while preparing for his role as Christy Brown in My Left Foot. He visited a cerebral palsy clinic, demanded to be spoon-fed by crew members, and stayed in character by refusing to leave his wheelchair, even off set. His dedication paid off, earning him the Academy Award for Best Actor in 1990. Did you know that Nicolas Cage ate real cockroaches while filming a scene for the film Vampire's Kiss, and that it was his idea to do so? In Inglourious Basterds. When it got to filming a scene where the character of Bridget was strangled to death, Tarantino was concerned that faking a strangulation wouldn't look right on film, and requested permission to strangle actor Diane Kruger for real. They consented to it, and during the close-up shot, you're seeing Tarantino's hands genuinely cutting off the actor's air for several seconds.
I only want to do this once. I don't need
want you breathing after this and have to come back and kill you.
In the first Phantasm movie, after Reggie is stabbed by the tall man, he's seen shivering on the ground as he dies. This was filmed on a very cold winter night with an airboat engine blowing on the actors to simulate the tall man's space gate collapsing. The uncontrollable shivering you see was real. In The Never-Ending Story, during the scene where the beast Gamork attacks Atreyu, the actor wasn't told that the puppet would actually pounce on him or how heavy it was. His expressions of fear are real.